Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My apologies with the intro. I have to swap them out. And because I was running a little bit behind, I didn't think to do it until it started rolling. And then I was like, wait, I need to get this fixed. So my apologies with the intro. If you guys, have you guys heard about the story of Emmanuel Haro? I think I'm saying his name correctly. I have been listening to videos throughout the day. I've had people send me clips, and I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what's going on. And then we got to get into this because you guys, I don't want to make any I don't want to jump to a conclusion before it's too soon, but the general public feel like little Emmanuel's parents could be behind his disappearance. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown of what exactly has happened. And then we're going to watch a few videos to kind of go over videos of the parents talking about, talking about what happened, specifically the mom, giving a rundown of what happened to her in the parking lot at the Big Five when her little boy was allegedly kidnapped from her. This is what she's saying. So it happened on August 14th, 2025 at 7:47 p.m. It happened at the Big Five in Ucapu. I think I'm saying that right, California. He has a 7-month-old infant. His name is Emmanuel. On Thursday, August 14th at 7:47 p.m., deputies were dispatched to a retail business after Rebecca reported that while she stood outside her vehicle changing her child's diaper, she was physically assaulted by an unknown male and rendered unconscious. When she awoke, her 7-month-old infant, Emmanuel, was gone. Deputies and canine units from San Bernardino and Riverside counties responded and began an extensive search. Emmanuel was not located. Based on the circumstances, sheriff's specialized investigations divisions responded and assisted with the investigation. Investigators interviewed multiple individuals, including Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with the inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue the interview. At this point in the investigation, investigators are unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel. Investigators will continue their investigation to locate Emmanuel Haro. And then it goes into if you have any information. Now we're gonna watch part of the interview that they did because you guys, it's not looking good. I will tell you that.
7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, one of 5 children in this family from Cabazon, reportedly kidnapped last night in Yucaipa. Now, his mom told me that they were here last night at a nearby football stadium in Yucaipa with the other kids playing youth football, and she had to run down here to Big Five to buy some equipment for her.
Okay, so allegedly the mom, the dad, and the other kids were at a football game. One of the boys needed a mouth guard, so she ran to the Big Five to get a mouth guard. Okay.
Stepson, specifically a mouth guard. When she got here to the parking lot, she says that's when she noticed her 7-month-old's diaper needed to be changed. So she says she got out of her truck, went around to the back, and laid him down on the seat to change his diaper when she was attacked from behind. Now, we did speak with her a short time ago about what she says happened here in this parking lot last night, right around sunset.
I got him out of the car seat and I laid him down so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hold on, that's all I remember." And I saw white. And the hearing sound, I fell on the floor. And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked around my truck and I ran into Big Five. And I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled. Mackenzie loved to kiss him.
He was a healthy baby. He was crawling, he was kicking, and he was playing with his toys. Whoever took our son, please give him back.
Members of this community also.
Okay, listen, I will probably be doing a body language analysis on this very soon, but I'm going to give a brief one right now just based off what I see. Let me tell you guys, doing body language is not like it's not super simple. You look for every little thing. So sometimes you have to watch the video 4 or 5 times to check different areas, to just check for different things. Like I may watch the video one time and watch for the eyebrows. I'll watch again to watch the mouth specifically. And there's a couple of things that I even noticed in this. We're going to back it up and listen to it again, and I'll pause and tell you guys what I caught just from just the little clip, just this.
I got him out of the car seat and I laid him down and so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Hold on, that's all I remember." And I saw white. And the hearing sound, I fell on the floor and I said as I got up.
Okay, one thing specifically, you guys, is she said I fell on the floor, and she's supposed to be in a parking lot, right? She said she was in a parking lot. She said I fell on the floor, and I saw people comment about this, like, "Oh, she said she fell on the floor," and other people said, "Yeah, some people call the ground the floor," which is true. My dad used to, my stepdad used to call the ground the floor, but if you notice, it was like it flustered her that she said the wrong thing. Now, if you notice, she does have a black eye. The father has a record for he's been arrested for, let me get the specifics so I can tell you guys exactly what it is. I don't want to mess it up. Okay. Okay, so this is Jake Haro. And on 10/5/2021, he was arrested for willful child cruelty. Down here it says willful child cruelty, count, whatever, willful child cruelty. Found guilty 6/8/2023. So he was found guilty June 8, 2023. So the woman has a black eye, right? If something happened, and this is me theorizing, I'm just, because I have to point out how she said floor. And while some people might think, oh, maybe she just calls it a floor, I think she messed up and she knew she messed up. And that's why she had like because she was like, oh crap, I said floor. So I think maybe something may have, this is just a theory, like maybe something did happen at the house and she hit the floor. If the husband, this is just, listen, I hate to even throw theories out there, but when I'm reading her body language and I'm noticing she said floor, and I understand some people call it that, she had like a fluster afterwards. It flustered her that she said floor, which makes me feel like whatever happened, she was inside of a home and she did hit the floor. Like if she wouldn't have had that fluster afterwards, like if she would have just said I hit the floor and carried on and stayed congruent with her tone and just continued talking, I wouldn't even have an issue with it. I would be like, okay, yeah, some people call it floor, whatever. But she got flustered when she said floor. She was like, so that makes me wonder if she caught herself with what she was saying. Also, you guys let me know if you hear this, because actually I'm going to stop sharing it that way and I'm going to reshare it because the audio won't work that way. I'm going to back it up just a little bit so you guys can see that again. This flustered her that she said floor, in my opinion, which makes me feel like whatever took place, whenever she got that black eye, she hit the floor, not the pavement.
I fell on the floor and
See
and
right there?
as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked around my truck and I ran into Big Five and I asked the lady if she saw a baby or someone with a baby. She said no. It was a happy boy. He smiled. Mackenzie loved to kiss him.
He was a healthy baby. He was crawling, he was kicking, and he was playing with his toys.
Another thing is they're using past tense words, and anybody that's watched this has heard that. Anybody that's watched the interviews says, why are they using past tense? He was this, he was that. If your child goes missing, if somebody kidnaps your kid, you're going to be on TV saying, he's a happy baby. He just learned to crawl. He just learned to do this. He's doing this. You're not going to say he was. I mean, most people wouldn't, right? Most people wouldn't say that. So that is something else that I'm catching there, is they're saying was.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
No tears.
Members of this community.
And listen, I don't want to judge for them not having tears. People handle things differently. It takes a lot to make me cry. No, I would assume if somebody kidnapped my child, I would be shedding a tear on TV when I'm talking about it. But let's just say whatever. Something that I learned when studying body language is that the reason our face does this when we're sad is because these muscles actually relax. They actually relax and it pulls our face down to make that frown. someone that's trying to put on like they're sad, it looks weird. That's what we can all say. We all, when you see someone frown and it's disingenuous, we all are like, that looks like a fake. That looks like a fake. But the reason it looks fake is because it's like this. People do this. They pull it to look sad, right? That's why it always looks weird. That's why it always looks abnormal. That's why we all think, oh, that's fake. That looks like she's fake crying. But the reason why it looks like somebody's fake crying or making a sad face is because they are having to make it. Because if you're really sad, these muscles actually relax and it pulls it down into a frown, right? But there's no tears. She's not shedding any tears. He's not shedding any tears. So that was obviously something that I caught. And he's like stuttering, but no tears. And it looks like he's kind of pulling his mouth down.
Community also desperate to find out where this boy is. I talked with a couple of them who said that there were scores of investigators out here last night. We just saw them return to the scene right now. They've had search dogs out here trying to pick up a scent. They're trying to gather video. We don't see a lot of surveillance cameras in this area, but they are trying to gather video. Again, the search for this 7-month-old baby boy continues. Police and the family desperate to find out where he is. Live in Ukaipa, Rob McMillan, ABC.
Okay, so that's one report that I saw. There's also another video that we're going to watch where a lady is standing in front of the parents and she's on the phone with somebody, maybe the police, I'm not sure, but she's saying like, hey, this is what's happened. A woman had her baby kidnapped. Channel 5 is on the way. And the mom and dad are standing there and someone brings the dad this, it looks like a pizza box almost. And he opens it and it's the flyers for little Emmanuel. And he says, why are they saying, like, why did you put missing? Why does it say missing? And I guess maybe he wanted it to say kidnapped. I'm not sure. But we're going to watch that. You guys bear with me because I was in a rush trying to get this. So I got to figure out which one it is. There's going to be like 4 of them.
Evening, investigators say when they confronted Rebecca Haro.
That's not it, but we will watch that one shortly. Let me remove that. I've got like 4 videos that
It's been a lot of my brother.
Not that one either. Sorry. You guys bear with me. Sorry.
Evening, investigators say when they
Wow, is that literally the same one?
confronted Rebecca Haro about.
Yeah, that's the same one. All right, now I'm just getting all mixed up in everything. I have several that I pulled that I wanted us to.
Last night here in Ukaipa.
Here it is. Okay, so this lady's on the phone. I'm not sure who she's on the phone with, but maybe the police officers. Also, yes, notice the bruise. She has a bruise, but her story is, they're at the football game. One of the boys needs a new mouth guard, so she goes to the store and she realizes the baby needs their diaper changed. She gets the baby out of the car seat, lays the baby down, and she's getting everything ready. She says all she remembers is someone taps. She hears "Hola." She turns around, and before she can even see this person, decks her. Things go white. But I'm like, how did you get punched in the eye? Surely you would have caught a glimpse of something, because at that point you would have to be almost face to face. You would have to be almost face to face unless you hit your eye going down or something. But her sister-in-law did a video and said that she was punched in the face, right in the face. So we're going to listen to this. I tried to remove the background noise just so we could hear. I really wanted to hear what mom and dad and grandma was saying when they started speaking, but because the lady is on the phone, it's kind of all mixed together. But I did remove background noise, so let's go ahead. Let's listen.
Where we live, I am here with mom and dad and the whole family where the incident happened. Channel 5 is on their way. Channel 7 is here. We just need prayers for baby. What's his name? Emmanuel, baby, 7-month-old baby Emmanuel, to be found safely. Here in the parking lot at Big 5. She came here to get a mouth guard for her husband's son. for football. He played down the 7th Street Park. She came here and the baby was questioned. He falls asleep on the car ride. She got a mouth guard here. And she was in the back of the car getting the baby. That's the only difference they had. Huh? That's the only thing they had. Why did they put missing? That's what they put. They made it for me. Yeah, but yeah, it didn't have that, but they take photos.
See how she's pulling? And listen, I don't know a baseline for this lady because I've never watched her before. And one thing in doing baseline is you do have to, you need a baseline for them. This might be a way that she holds her mouth when she's stressed out, when she's upset about something. I don't know. To me, it looks like she's trying to force a frown. That's just my personal opinion. She's trying to force a frown, but I don't know her personally. And maybe I'm making too many assumptions here. But it could be a baseline. This is how she looks when she's stressed, has anxiety, possible, but it also could potentially be her trying to force that frown. But we're gonna back it up because I was shocked when he said, "Why does it say missing?" Like he was like missing. To me, I don't know. That struck me odd. And then I was like, "Oh, I think he wanted it." Like I'm gonna have so many like theories here, but I'm just trying to like get into his mind, right? If somebody kidnaps my child and they bring me flyers that say missing, I'm not going to ask, missing? It's going to make sense to me. Our child is missing. Yes, he was kidnapped, but he's missing. So let's get these flyers out there where everybody can see that we have a child missing, right? Now, if you think of it like this, if you unalived your child and you are trying to make it out like your child is kidnapped, you would probably want that word on the flyer. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And like I said, this is way too much of me theorizing, and I hate to do that because I hate to put blame on the parents. But really, I'm just like, why would he have a problem with it saying missing? To me, the only reason you would want to be specific, kidnapped, because it takes any attention off the parents. Like, oh, this baby was kidnapped from his mom. Dad was at a ball game with the other kids. Mom had baby was kidnapped. But if you just see missing, then you could still think, what do the parents have to do with this? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Also, when they first bring the box, I noticed she looks up at him.
For her,
Watch how she.
her husband set for football. He played down the 7th Street Park.
Has she already done it? I think she's already done it. Hold on.
She came here to get a mouth guard for her husband set for football. He played down the 7th Street Park. She came here and the baby was questioned. He falls asleep on the car ride. She got a mouth guard here. And she was in the back of the car getting the baby.
It looks like she was like looking at him for a minute, like she's gonna do it again in a minute. I think she's gonna look at him again. She's like checking him out, like keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, it didn't have that, but they take photos of like.
But there's her black eye, as you can see. And from my understanding, I mean, I'm not exactly sure when this was filmed in terms of when it happened and when this was recorded. But they're back at the location. She's on the phone with somebody, and it almost sounds like they're on the phone with the police, right? It almost seems like they're on the phone with the police, and they say Channel 5 is on the way. But I'm like, okay, when did this happen? And I think this must be the next day because the incident took place at like after 7 p.m., right? I mean, I guess it could still be daylight there, but I'm just trying to, I don't know, like how long it's been, how many hours it's been. But I've seen a close-up picture of her eye, and there's some yellow to this as well, which I think yellow in a bruise, that shows up usually during the healing process. And I could be a little off on this, but I think yellow usually shows up during the healing process. Yeah, she is the bio mom. All right, so now here is the man's sister speaking about what happened. All right, so let's remove. Let's add that.
At my nephew, my sister-in-law, and my brother, they were at my older nephew's football practice, and he needed a new mouth guard. So, instead of taking everybody, my sister-in-law opted to go, and she only took the baby, which is Emmanuel. And, when she got there, she realized the baby had went to the bathroom in his diaper. She laid him down in the back. Her back was turned. She was about to change him. She was getting everything prepared, and she felt like a tap on her shoulder. She turned around, and all she heard was "Hola." And before she could even see this person, acknowledge this person, whatever the case may be, he socked her in the face, and she ended up blacking out. He knocked her out, and she fell to the floor. And next thing you know, as she came to, she woke up. She was looking around for the baby. The baby was gone. She started panicking, screaming, crying. She called the police. She ran into Big Five to see if they had cameras outside or if anybody had witnessed anything. And nobody apparently didn't see anything. And then there's no cameras outside. We're so baffled because how are there no cameras outside? Like, in cases like this, like, what are people supposed to do? After that, my brother told me that he had realized that his wife wasn't back because by that time it was already 8 o'clock and she had left around 7, and he said that
Okay, she gets really, her story is like straight to the point, like knows what to say, but then to the point to where she's like, oh, then my brother called his wife, because then she starts like trying to remember what happened? This could be nerves. I'm not going to look too much into it, but it seems like she knew exactly what to say until she got to the point of like, okay, when did he get involved? When did my brother get involved in this? The story is X, Y, and Z, and it could be because that's what she thinks it is. And but when it gets to the part of her talking about her brother learning of what happened and getting involved, yeah, and it's going by what she's told. That's why she knows the story straight shot. But when she gets to what the brother getting involved, it seems like she's having some issues with that, and it cuts off here. I don't know where the rest of it is.
and
But just listen
he
how
said that
she tells the story just completely. No, like there's no stutters, there's no pauses really. But when she gets to the point where she's going to talk about her brother learning of what happened or becoming involved in the situation, it's closing eyes, really trying to think on like, wait, what happened? How did he get involved in this?
my sister-in-law and my brother, they were at my older nephew's football practice, and he needed a new mouth guard. So, instead of taking everybody, my sister-in-law opted to go, and she only took the baby, which is Emmanuel. And, when she got there, she realized the baby had went to the bathroom in his diaper. She laid him down in the back. Her back was turned. She was about to change him. She was getting everything prepared, and she felt like a tap on her shoulder. She turned around, and all she heard was "Hola." And before she could even see this person, acknowledge this person, whatever the case may be, he socked her in the face, and she ended up blacking out. He knocked her out, and she fell to the floor. And next thing you know, as she came to, she woke up. She was looking around for the baby. The baby was gone. She started panicking, screaming, crying. She called the police. She ran into Big Five to see if they had cameras outside or if anybody had witnessed anything. And nobody apparently didn't see anything. And then there's no cameras outside. We're so baffled because how are there no cameras outside? Like, in cases like this, like, what are people supposed to do? After that, my brother told me that he had realized that his wife wasn't back because by that time it was already 8 o'clock and she had left around 7, and he said that he ended up calling her.
So it stops there, but that was just something that kind of caught my attention too, that she knew the story pretty well until him getting involved, and it seemed like she was really having to like, okay, wait, what happened here? I don't know. So allegedly says, I was saying, odd, the bio mom of the oldest son did not go get the guard for him. So the child that they were at the game for is what you're saying. The child that they were at the game for is not Rebecca's biological child. It's the dad's child. And the boy's bio mom was there. He allegedly needed a mouth guard. Rather than his mom going to get it or his dad going to get it, stepmom went to get it, brings baby. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let me see how old are the other kids. How old are let's see, Jake, other kids. Let's see if we can find that. All right, so this article pulls up. I'll read it with you guys as we see if this gives us any info into how old the other children are. Father of toddler missing in California has, well, we know that, has felony child cruelty. Yeah, we know that. Let's see if it's going to tell us how old the other kids are. Right, new details emerge in the case of an allegedly kidnapped 7-month-old boy in San Bernardino County. The couple's 2-year-old child has reportedly been removed from. Okay, I did know that. Did find out that the couple's 2-year-old child has reportedly been removed from the home, and an independent group devoted to finding missing kids has suspended its search for the missing boy. Young Emmanuel was reportedly kidnapped August 14th, just before 8 p.m. from the parking lot. Rebecca, the boy's mother, initially told investigators that she left her husband, Jake, and their 2 other children at a local park where one of the boys was having football practice to go purchase a mouth guard for him. This article makes it look like Jake and Rebecca have 3 children total. Emmanuel and then 2 other children, and one of those 2 children may have been the child playing football. But I'm thinking they have their 3 children, Emmanuel, 2 other children, and then he has children, and one of those kids were the ones playing football is what I'm thinking. I came over here, parked right on the edge. When I was driving over, I smelled the baby. I went to the bathroom. I said, don't worry, we are going to change you. Who's we? Hold on. I don't know. This guy? You talking about this guy? I'll show you a picture of the dad. Well, the dad was on one of those videos earlier, but we'll look. Okay, this is kind of, I don't know. I have 6 kids, and I'm trying to think if I've ever been in the front seat and smelled them well enough to know that they actually soiled, or like, okay, is it possible they passed a little gas, and they're gassy back there? Okay. Came over here and parked on the edge. When I was driving over, I smelled the baby had went to the bathroom, and I said, don't worry, we are going to change you. After parking, Rebecca laid the baby down next to the car seat to change his diaper. The last thing she remembers is hearing a stranger's voice before she was attacked. I was going to get the diaper and somebody said, hola, and I don't remember anything since. I woke up here on the floor and didn't see Emmanuel. Officials with both the Riverside and San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department deployed canine units and helicopters during an extensive manhunt that was ultimately unsuccessful. An Amber Alert was never issued in the alleged kidnapping because it didn't meet the criteria without a suspect or vehicle description. This is the dad right here. And that's the black guy, but if you get closer to it, there's yellow. I know, right, Sean? Authorities now say Emmanuel's mother and father have been less than cooperative in the investigation. Sheriff's investigators said that that when confronted with inconsistencies in her story, Rebecca refused to continue speaking to authorities. The child's grandmother, who believes that the couple is innocent, said investigators asked Rebecca to take a lie detector test, but that her husband Jake refused the request until they had a lawyer present. Yeah, I've changed my key in a vehicle too plenty of times. That's not abnormal. I mean, if I'm going into a store like that, I might would take them into the bathroom on a changing table just so I don't stench up my car. And so I have a place to throw the diaper right offhand. But I mean, some people I've definitely changed my baby in a car. I've been at, places, ball games that don't have nothing, but they have nothing but porta potties. So I've just went into the bathroom and changed my. But if I'm at somewhere like Walmart, if I'm pulling in Walmart or a big store, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna take you inside, go to the bathroom. They have changing tables. I can throw your diaper away. We're not gonna stink up the car. But I'm not gonna go so far as say that's weird that she did that in, you know, Riverside County Superior Court records show that Jake Mitchell Harrow has a June 2023 felony conviction for child cruelty from a 2018 arrest in Hemet. The Orange County Registered report. He was sentenced to 180 days in jail and 48 months of probation and is scheduled to appear in court in early September for an alleged probation violation. Oh, wow. Okay, so he only got 180 days in jail, 48 months probation, and has already violated his probation. While friends and family launched a search effort Friday night, authorities on Saturday reportedly searched the couple's cabazon. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I feel like I'm going to say it wrong. Their home and brought cadaver dogs. At this point in the investigation, investigators are unable to rule out foul play in the disappearance of Emmanuel. Investigators with SBSD's Specialized Investigation Division stated and added that the investigation remains ongoing. Officials with the Yuval Foundation for Kids, who are offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and recovery of Emmanuel, according to the Register, called off their independent search less than a day after announcing the efforts. Wow. We cannot, in good conscience, utilize our team and resources when so much is missing in this case. Of particular concern to us lies within the inconsistencies in the details and the sudden decision by the mother to end communication with law enforcement and our team. Something is not right in this whole picture, the foundation's founder, Daniel Chapin, told the outlet. In the meantime, Rebecca and Jake continue to plead for the safe return of their 7-month-old. Emmanuel is about 24 inches tall, weighs about 21 pounds. He has brown hair, brown eyes, and is cross-eyed. He was last seen wearing a black Nike onesie. Now, we're going to go over, we'll look at his record really quickly. Not his record, but just this really quickly. And I want to go, watch him in all the behavior interviews. Her behavior is off. His is way off. Yeah, I would definitely get a lawyer if they wanted to do a cabazon. Thank you. I would definitely get a lawyer if they're like, can we do a lot of? I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Let me get a lawyer and we'll come right over. Well, I mean, here's the thing: lie detector tests are not. They can't use them in court. I don't really know why they do them if they can't even use them in court. Maybe just to give them a little bit of extra information. I'm not sure, but yeah. All right, now if you search him up in X just to kind of see what everybody's talking about. All right, let's see. All right, listen up. Update. Candlelight visual for Baby Emmanuel 2 minutes ago. Tonight at 7:30 Pacific. A visual will be held in the Big 5K parking lot, the same place where Rebecca claims her 7-month-old son was kidnapped. So they are having a candlelight visual. Okay, all types of barrels and drums sit outside the fenced property of Rebecca and Jake. Their home borders open dirt land with a dirt road leading into into the mountains just behind it. So this is their home. All the barrels back there. I mean, that's what's being pointed out in this. Barrels back here. You see the bottom. Oh yeah, and his sister took our video down from what I read as well. It's stinky. It really is, Sarah. It really is. Okay, so yeah, that's a picture of their home. The barrels. I wonder what the barrels would be for. I don't know. I'm not. We had a barrel that we burned trash in when I was little, but as far as like, does anybody know? To keep the fence up is what it looks because it's all lying along the fence. Confirmed facts only. Police find inconsistencies in alleged kidnapping and baby boy in California. Wait, did anyone think she didn't do something to her own kid? Like, obviously, there's inconsistencies. Nat says she has a couple for rainwater. Okay, that makes sense. This is a beautiful thing to organize for Emmanuel. And no, I don't think either parent has the guts to show up. But I've been wrong before. We appreciate. Okay, so this is San Bernardino County Sheriff X page. We appreciate the community's patience as this investigation continues. Investigators are still searching for 7-month-old Emmanuel, who has reportedly been kidnapped Thursday. He has not been located, and our investigators remain committed to finding him. We're going to skip him. Indeed, the father's history is alarming. Last updates confirm Emmanuel remains missing. Investigators noting inconsistencies. Unable to rule out foul play, the parents have reportedly lawyered up. Court records confirm Jake, the father of Emmanuel, was convicted of felony child cruelty. We've seen that. Oh, that's me. Me again. Let's see if there's anything else. That's what I'm curious if okay, several witnesses at the game said they never saw baby Emmanuel there. That was what I was wondering is did anybody see him there? It's a football game. It's a game. Or it's not even a game, it's a practice. It was a practice. So as many practices as I have went to, especially with like a baby, I think somebody would be able to verify that. Like, oh yeah, I saw her with the baby, you know. The sister deleted all her videos because when it first happened, the sister was posting on Facebook everything the sister-in-law said. But when the sister-in-law talked to the police, it didn't match what this. Oh, okay. What the sis posted. What exactly is the dad's history? This is all I know. Is he was arrested for a willful child cruelty. Oh, okay. I read some of it. Let me see if I can find it. Where it was his. It was another child of his. It was one of his other children with the other lady, and it was bad. Yes, I heard the dad did life-changing damage to one of the children. Yes, that's what I heard as well. So I read somewhere that it was like it was bad. What he was arrested for. Let me see if I can I think I took a screenshot of it when I saw it because I knew I was going to cover this and I was like, okay, I'm going to need that. Let me see. Not on that one. Give me a second. Okay, past charges of child ABUSC and an arrest. Sources tell me against Emmanuel's father involving another child of his in 2018. This is not Rebecca's child. Again, there's more, but for now, I pray the baby is safe. Where is the one where I read that it said it caused like damage? I read in different news article. I'll be out in a second, buddy. You good? Read a different news article that the dad was charged with. He was convicted and sentenced 2023. I guess maybe I didn't take a screenshot of that one. Okay. Yes, happy birthday to your son, Bree. Okay, so since they have multiple kids, wouldn't the seat be full with car seats? How do you lay down a baby when there are multiple car seats? I don't know the ages of the other ones, but from my understanding, they were in a truck. So I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. Here's a few more. Let's see. I don't think we watched this one.
Inconsistencies within her initial. Hey, Clark, good evening. Investigators say when they confronted Rebecca Haro about inconsistencies within her initial statement that she refused to continue any questioning. And tonight, the grandmother has confirmed to us that the couple is no longer cooperating with investigators and has lawyered up just hours after they made that desperate public plea for their son's safe return.
It's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
Where is 7-month-old Emmanuel? His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, say someone kidnapped their baby outside this Big Five in Yucaipa after assaulting Rebecca Haro and knocking her out cold.
I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Haro says she was parked in front of the store about to change her son's diaper when someone came up behind and assaulted her. She claims she was struck in the face but wasn't able to get a look at who did it before they took off with her son. But investigators say there are inconsistencies with Haro's initial statement, and because of that, they cannot rule out foul play.
They're not going to hurt that baby. That couple were just homebodies.
The baby's grandmother is adamant the couple is innocent. She says Emmanuel is her daughter's pride and joy and that she waited years to have a baby boy of her own. The grandmother also says investigators asked her daughter to take a lie detector test, but her husband said no until they had a lawyer.
She's just going crazy. She can't handle it anymore.
She says her daughter is receiving death threats and her 2-year-old has been removed from the home. As the search for baby Emmanuel goes on 48 hours after his mother claims someone ran off with him. And we have learned tonight that the baby's father does have a criminal record, and the grandmother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon, searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property. We tried to reach out to San Bernardino County investigators for any information on that, but they aren't taking any more questions today. Meantime, they are asking anyone with any information about this case, anyone with any information on the whereabouts of baby Emmanuel, to give them a call, and you can do it anonymously by calling 1-800-78-CRIME. Karina and Court will send it back to you in Hollywood.
Okay, so that was another one. We're going to go back over to X. It says remove the other 5 children and check the backyard is what I see posted on X. Remove the other 5. They removed the 2-year-old, I think it said. The 2-year-old they removed. Let's see what she had to say.
I think that they need to check off a beaten path road or a trail or something like that. Instantly, when I heard them talk, I was thinking of trash cans and a dumpster or some
I'm not
kind
sure who
of
this
like
is.
bowl or some kind of flat, weird.
We're going to go back to X because I don't even know who that is. I thought it might have been like a news TikTok, but it's not, and I'm not sure who it is. So we're going to go back to TikTok. This is the one that we already watched.
it didn't matter what he looked like. That made him more beautiful than anybody I knew. It didn't matter what he looked like. That made him
True. Using past tense. So that's the house. The yard. And this is the area surrounding it. Now, I will say that, listen, this is something that was just posted and it's not confirmed. So I hate to even say anything, but I guess I just have to say it's not confirmed. I saw someone post it that allegedly, and I'll read what I saw. Breaking. This is Lily in London. Lily in London. I don't know if this is. Allegedly, the parents went into the Big Five store one day prior to Emmanuel's disappearance. The parents asked the cashier if there were CCTV cameras outside in the parking lot and made up an excuse that someone had broken into their car the week before and they were looking for the footage. I don't know who Lily in London is, though. Let me check and see who Lily in London is. Lily in London. Autistic human McNugget, lover of facts, criminology and psychology, funeral director, paramedic. Okay, here it says the other children have been removed from the home by social services. But how many children is it? So it looks like this account is trying to keep up with it, but as far as like knowing for sure, it doesn't say like reporter or anything. Here's something interesting. SF Investigates says, I know Emmanuel Harris' mother has said it was unfortunate that there were no video surveillances at the Big Five. However, with all the scrutiny, she would at least be able to prove she wasn't lying, if she wasn't lying, because the route from the park where the football practice was held to the Big Five is covered by license plate reader cameras. If her story is true, her vehicle would have been captured at multiple intersections along the short 1.7-mile drive she claims she took with Emmanuel. There is no way to reach Big Five without passing through LPR coverage, as the city of Ucapa has aggressively installed them over the years. Below are just 3 intersections along her 1.7-mile route where her vehicle would have been recorded traveling from the park to the Big Five. So here's all the cameras. 4 right here. 3 here. Different, obviously pointing different directions. And then in this photo, you can see 3 that way. Yeah. Definitely going to be some. Oh, wow. 7 hours ago, the ex-wife allegedly told the police she did not see. Now, I'm speculating with this because I don't know who this woman is. But that's going to be a huge one. That's going to be a big one too. If the ex-wife says, no, I never saw him. Yes, I mean, she obviously traveled there, but those cameras will be able to tell if she traveled there from the game, if she actually took that route, or if she went there from her house or for somewhere else, or if she made a pit stop. If it shows her, okay, the football park is on, I don't even know, Main Street. But there's no footage of her on Main Street, but she jumps out some other direction, then she didn't come from there. So it's definitely going to show her on there at some point going to the Big Five, but it may not be from the football park. And she didn't call her husband, he ended up calling her. Exactly. I mean, listen, when someone tried to take Kennedy, Sean was the first call that I made. You know, like, hello. Why did she not call him? He had to call her after he realized, oh, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. My wife's not back. What? This is where it says that. Allegedly, the parents went into the Big Five store one day prior. Parents asked the cashier if there were CCTV cameras outside the parking lot and made up the excuse that someone had broken into their car. So this is all alleged. I'm just going to say that because I don't know. Someone showed me just one picture where Emmanuel appears to interact with the world around him, and every picture he appears zoned out. That's not just a lazy eye. I don't want to. Oh, sweet little baby. He looks so tired. Also, Ucapa Boulevard is the first main street that goes to that town. There has to be someone or a camera that saw something. Yes, Stephanie, that's what we were just talking about. There's several cameras on the way to the Big Five. Several. People's already taken pictures of the streets and circled all the cameras on the way. He looks so sleepy here. Wow. So she got to the store, I think it said, let me see. At 7:47 is when they were dispatched. If they were dispatched at 7:47, she claims she left, got there, it all happened, and she said, I called the cops and then ran into the store. I called the cops and then ran into the store. But I'm like, okay, it wasn't that far. If he's practicing and he needs a mouthpiece, I would feel like, okay, we need to rush. Got to hurry up, get the mouthpiece to get back so he can play. Like some coaches might not let you play if you don't have that mouthpiece in, which my boys, like the coaches had their mouthpieces on hand. They always had mouthpieces. Now our kids might want different ones, cooler looking ones or whatever, but they provided the mouthpieces. But say mouth guards. Okay, what time did practice start? And two, like dad, stepmom, all the kids at a practice versus a game. A game makes more sense, but everything is saying a practice. So, okay, practice started at 7:30. Let's just say 7:30. What I had to, I don't know. Trying to put all these pieces together. Right. Would Ellie be at the house if that baby was seen at the game or anywhere for that matter? I'm not saying anything mean. He looks unhappy. So let's just say if it started at 7:30, that would kind of make sense. 7:30, get there before practice starts. You know, they get there right before practice starts, and he's like, "Oh, I don't have my mouth guard." And she's like, "I'll run and get you one." It's less than 2 miles away. It's a little bit before 7:30. She drives there, maybe gets there at 7:30, or maybe a little bit afterwards, and then everything takes place. So she calls and then runs inside. Now, if I was in a rush to go get something and I needed to hurry up and get it back for my son to practice or my stepson, and I don't know, 20, 30 minutes have passed and it's only 2 miles down the road, my husband might would call me and be like, where you at? You know, like it's only 2 miles down the road. Like, are you okay? So yeah, I don't know. He called after 8, they said. He noticed it was like 8 o'clock, and so he called. But we're gonna look at the Facebook page too, because there is a Facebook page that we're gonna check out. I'm just gonna read some of the comments. We're just gonna go over some of the posts that is up over on Facebook. We're gonna try to keep up with this situation because I don't have a good feeling about this. All right. This was 1 hour ago. And what page is this? Riveting Real Life. Not sure. All right. Update missing Emmanuel, after declining to finish the interview with investigators. When confronted with inconsistencies to her story, Rebecca was asked to take a lie detector test. It is alleged that Jake told investigators that Rebecca would not be taking one until they retained a lawyer. Not going to fault them for that. We are learning they did, in fact, go get a lawyer. Search warrants were issued, and their home was searched last night. Cadaver dogs were brought in, and we're told that blood was located. However, who that blood belonged to has still not been confirmed. It is alleged that the cadaver dogs were brought in. They began digging in the backyard. Although nothing has come from those reports as of yet, it has been confirmed by the grandmother that the 2-year-old daughter has been removed from the home as well. Law enforcement have called off the general searches for Emmanuel and have not requested any additional help from other agencies as of yet. The fact that they're calling off like a search, like they're not out searching like he's been kidnapped, makes me feel like they know nobody took off with him. They did something. Yeah, I don't either. I think that'd be, yeah. I don't think they would. I mean, that would be dumb. This leads me to believe that they know what happened and they are currently searching for proof or evidence to back that up, which does not include a missing persons search. There are also rumors that one day prior to the initial incident that the Harrows asked Big Five if they had surveillance cameras in the parking lot, claiming that their car had been broken into. Now, this has not been confirmed, and as of now is only a rumor. However, if this is eventually deemed facts, this clearly was premeditated. What are your thoughts? Or maybe not premeditated, so to say, but maybe something happened to the boy the day before or days before, and they were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get rid of the baby if something happened days before? I don't know. Here's some photos. Oh, looks like a deer in the headlights. This one, I think this is going to be the same. Yeah, this is literally the same. Hmm.
Don't harm my son. Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
Rebecca Haro, inconsolable. A large bruise on her right eye the day after she reported to police that she was attacked in this Big Five parking lot in Yucaipa, knocked unconscious. She says by the time she came to, her 7-month-old son, Emmanuel, was gone.
He was very playful.
He was.
He loved his sister. His sister always kissed him.
He was a healthy baby. He was crawling. He was kicking. He was playing with his toys.
Jake and Rebecca Haro say they were at 7th Street Park in Yucaipa last night for youth football. Rebecca leaving the park to come here to Big Five to buy a mouth guard for her stepson right around sunset when she noticed Emmanuel needed a diaper change.
I got him out of the car seat and I laid him down so I could get his diapers ready. And somebody said, "Olan, that's all I remember." And I saw white. And it carried sound I fell on the floor. And I said, as I got up, I couldn't find my son. I checked all around my truck.
Whoever took our son, please give him back.
Investigators returning to the scene this morning. They had search dogs out here last night trying to pick up a scent. But so far, nothing.
That they didn't take any of her belongings. They just took our son.
Please, if anybody knows anything, please come forward, please.
Yeah, that's.
Baby was question. He fall asleep on the car ride. She got him a mouth guard here. This morning, and she was in the back of the car getting the baby. That's the only simple thing. That's the only thing they had. Why did they put missing?
Oh, wow. Somebody's already comparing her to Amber Heard. "19 minutes ago." Let's see if this has any. This is gonna be the same as the other one. It seems like people just copy and paste some stuff from, I guess, news outlets maybe. Wonder why only the 2-year-old daughter's been taken? Someone said, "Does it look like his knuckles are bruised?" I don't know. I mean, my dad's dark and his knuckles look like that, so that could just be due to his dark complexion. I'm not gonna go so far to say his knuckles are bruised because literally when you're dark complected, like your knuckles are sometimes darker. This is another angle of them right here. My son's like that too, so I don't know. Rebecca's brother. Oh, yes. Okay. It's on both sides. Okay, so one of the uncles was arrested for unaliving his girlfriend or his wife. I forgot about that. Uh, Kaylin Keith, pictured here at the scene of a house fire in 2007, was found unalived in Palm Springs apartment in March. Her boyfriend, James Bouchers, I don't know if I said that right, has been charged with her unaliving. He was arrested in Texas, October 18, 2017. A man convicted of pew-pewing his girlfriend in the head at their Palm Springs apartment and staging the scene. Wow. So Jalen was found unalived in the bathtub at her apartment. I literally forgot about that. I literally forgot about the her brother had been arrested. Or I just knew it was the uncle. I knew that Emmanuel's uncle had been arrested for unaliving his girlfriend. Oh, let's not do that. The black eye. Well, let's see if there's anything else we can find. Yeah, bruises on the father's knuckles and a black on the mother were among the first details investigators noted after 7 month Emmanuel. I would like to see any reports, just because if if his knuckles were bruised, to me, it don't really look like it from the picture that I see. It just looks like that's just the color that they look. Here's another video.
Was abducted last night. You may know about what's going on. He was abducted last night in front of the Big Five. Now there are stories going around.
There's music in the background. I didn't see that before, or I would have removed it.
Some of you have fabricated.
Stories going around that people have fabricated. Let's see what the comments did.
And I'm just on here.
Oh my goodness, the music. She fell to the floor. Yep, that's when her husband punched her in the eye a couple days previously. If she had fallen to the ground unconsciously in the parking lot, she would have bruising on her back and a massive egg on the back of her head. The bruising she has is not consistent with someone being knocked out. That's true too, and I didn't think about that. I mean, if you get hit so hard that it renders you unconscious, when you hit the ground, pavement. I'm just thinking about this, and maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but if I'm standing in the doorway changing my baby and I turn around and get nailed and I hit the pavement, I'm probably gonna have a bump somewhere else from hitting. Yeah, I would assume, right? Very true. And just because her brother or Emmanuel's uncle was arrested for something doesn't mean the whole family, because I got family. I got family that ain't nothing like them. So we're not going to go that far. But the fact that there is someone in the family that has done that, I mean, that is kind of it is kind of wild. Where's the dirty diaper? Well, she never got to change it, allegedly. No, not the same story. She said he tapped her on the shoulder. The mom never said anything about a tap. She just said he said, "Hola." Yeah, a lot of people kept that fell to the floor thing, which, like I said, I wouldn't really think much of it because my dad always said he called everything the floor. So I wouldn't really think much of it, but the way that she acted afterwards is what kind of struck me as odd. And then it made me think.
We may have a massive new update in the case of 7-month-old Emmanuel, thanks to a source that lives close to the area and is reporting on this case. Now, I will tag this creator below, but he is actually at the area where the family lives. And what he claims has allegedly been found at the family's home could give us answers in this case, as well as could be why the grandmother stated police have brought cadaver dogs to the family's home. And as I quote, the grandmother has said the police are digging up parts of the property. And this would explain why they are doing so. Because police don't just dig up people's property for absolutely no reason.
Grandmother told us that investigators were out at the couple's home in Cabazon, searching the home with cadaver dogs and also digging up parts of the property.
According to this creator that I will tag below, police have allegedly found some type of red residue at the family's home.
We have inside sources saying that Riverside County Sheriff's deputies may have found traces of blood per a Riverside County Sheriff's K-9 on the property in Cabazon, and they are now waiting for the permits needed to start searching the property. We
may have a massive new update in the case of 7-month-old Emmanuel.
Yeah, I think we can all agree none of this is really making sense. As far as, how she got a black eye, but she didn't even get to see the guy. She was punched right in the face, but she did not see him. She has no other injuries for, falling to the floor or the ground. So there's definitely something, I think we can all agree there's something amiss here with what she's saying.
Know anything, please? I'm just begging you to bring him back. I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair. And I had his diapers right here.
That's what struck me odd as well. There's different interviews where they talk, and I need to try to compile all of them, so maybe I can do a more in-depth body language analysis on it. But she said I laid him on the chair, or I put him in the chair. What did she say? I took him out of the car seat.
and I laid him on the chair.
And I laid him on the chair? The chair? They're in a truck. I would imagine it would be a seat.
And I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola." And I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing. I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me. I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran the whole perimeter and there's nothing here. I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. Nobody saw nothing. There's no cameras here. There's no lighting.
To the person who took my son, please just give him back to us. We'll forgive you. We won't bother you. We just want our baby boy.
He has little wavy hair and light brown hair, so soft, like a feather. Beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful baby, energetic, very playful, very happy.
Don't hurt him, and please feed him. Take care of him.
Please don't hurt him and protect him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
Yeah, when it comes to the blood too, like, I mean, of course it could be mentioned, but I mean, there's kids there, runny noses, I mean, bloody noses. I mean, like, my son, his nose used to bleed all the time. So blood, just because there's blood, definitely doesn't mean that there's anything to it. Like how much, yeah, where was it located? The parents are acting like my kids when we catch them in a lie. They're definitely. What do you guys think about the chair? What do you guys think about when she said, "I laid him on the chair"?
If you know anything, please, I'm just begging you to bring him back. I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair. And I had his diapers right here. And then someone said, "Hola." And I couldn't even turn, and I was just, I don't remember nothing. I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me. I came back to get my phone and call 911. I ran the whole perimeter and there's nothing here. I didn't see him. I didn't see nothing. Nobody saw nothing. There's no cameras here. There's no lighting.
To the person who took my son, please just give him back to us. We'll forgive you. We won't bother you. We just want our baby boy.
He has little wavy hair and light brown hair, so soft, like a feather. Beautiful brown eyes. Beautiful baby, energetic, very playful, very happy.
Don't hurt him, and please feed him. Take care of him.
Please don't hurt him and protect him and just bring him back to his parents that love him.
I feel like she's having memories of something else. That's why she said floor. That's why she said chair. I feel like she may, like, there's a part of her that may be thinking about to when it really did happen, to when whatever happened to her son really did happen. I think, obviously there's that part of her that, and that's what's seeping through possibly, is she's having those memories from what really happened. And then she's trying to keep her story straight, but we're hearing little tales come through. Oh, well, when he punched me, when my whatever punched me in the eye, I fell to the floor. Yeah, leakage. We're getting leakage of real memories as she's trying to tell the story. That is just my opinion. That's my personal opinion. But yeah, we're gonna keep up with this. Let me see if there's anything else. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I've got to get in the house. Giving Summer Wells vibes. I think of her a lot. I hope to God. Oh yeah, they find this poor innocent child some people don't deserve. I know. For the scent to have vanished after the dog was there, it just doesn't make sense. Well, I'm like, if they get, okay, I don't know how like these dogs work, but if they're trying to pick up on like the baby scent, if they have a shirt of his, right? That's usually what they do. They let the dog sniff a shirt or something, and then the dog goes and sniffs around to see if they find that scent. Well, the baby wasn't there very long, just enough for allegedly for the mom to open the door, get hit, the baby's removed, and put into another vehicle, run away. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering how that will work if allegedly the baby wasn't even there very long. 2 dot cameras near Big Five Sporting Goods have been temporarily removed, I'm guessing by law enforcement, to secure video and time-lapse footage related to Emmanuel. I got an email about something today too, about a missing person that somebody wanted me to cover. And I haven't had a chance to look at all the links yet for this channel. There's a missing pregnancy. Oh, that was you, wasn't it? Because I remember being pregnant. Let me see. I've looked at some of it, but not everything. There is a girl currently missing from Massachusetts who is 11 weeks pregnant. It's all over TikTok. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so here is, I guess, cameras. All right, we're going to refresh, go back to the top. I'm going to have to check that out. Then we're going to end this one. I'm sure the parents are suspects. I'm sure they are. So candlelight visual tonight at 7:30. I don't know what, is this where we were just at?
It is Sunday, August 17th. We received a message from a constituent saying that she did have an encounter with Rebecca and her other daughter, and that she already had black eyes. I have the phone here with the message, and I'm going to read it directly to you, fine folks, so that you can get a better understanding. Another clue on the tira. And the message is as follows. It says, hello. I wanted to reach out to you because I have already contacted authorities and I am waiting for their call back. My daughter and I had an encounter with Emmanuel's mother and his sister the night before he was reported missing in August 13th in Banning, California, next to Cabazon at the Atwell Community Park. She had a black eye already and was very erratic. I'm thinking he could be anywhere near Banning, and I asked her if she had film of her acting in this manner, and she stated no, but I did recognize her from the park, and that was her. Maybe this can help with the investigation. She was there Wednesday night with her 2-year-old daughter, but not the little boy on the tira, and so new questions have now arisen whether this baby was ever even in Yucaipa to begin with. And looking at the mother's photograph from her interview, you notice she had a black eye, but she also had a faint bruising from her other eye. And so new questions remain if, in fact, this is just a matter of domestic violence, manipulation, scare tactics.
Yeah, allegedly the bruise came from her being hit. That's what she is stating. Now, I want to just say, when it comes to these TikToks, things that we're looking at on X, Facebook, unless it says confirmed and it shows like a news outlet or something like that, just take that for what you want. Like when I go over this stuff, I'm reading through everybody's theories and, but I don't want to, spread misinformation about the case or whatever. So some things are not confirmed. And when it comes to, somebody messaging this guy saying, oh, I saw her some days prior, there's no way we can confirm that. Have no way that could be anybody messaging him just to, be a part of this case. So, I love when you cover cases like this. It's heartbreaking how many missing children cases are coming out. Sadly, most are, most are sad endings with the parents involved. It really is. And thank you, allegedly. Thank you. I always like to. I know some pages they want to stick straight to the facts and don't go over anything else. But I do like to kind of do this with you guys and let us kind of look at things together. Unfortunately, the downside of that is sometimes I have seen people post things like Elle Bee said this happened, and I'm like, no, I didn't say that happened. I said like this is my opinions or something, like I said that was my opinion. I didn't say it did happen. So just be very careful. I like to try to stick to facts, but I also have theories about things, and I just like to look at these things with you guys. So just be very careful. If you're going to talk about it on social media, just make sure you double check something. If you're going to be like, oh, well, they said this happened, that the woman was seen days earlier, she had a black eye. Just see if you can get that verified somewhere before you post it. And don't say, I confirmed it, because I'm not confirming it. I'm not confirming it. Yeah. How many times did people get contacted? Exactly. Like with the Chris Watts thing, when Shanann Watts was unalived and Chris Watts was arrested, you have people saying that they had relationships with him that he never even heard. He never knew them. He did not know who they were, where they were, and they could not confirm it at all because it didn't happen. So it could be a situation like that with this girl. However, those bruises looked old. That bruise looked old. So I would not be shocked if somebody saw her days earlier and she had a bruise on her eye. That would make a lot of sense. I feel like anybody that come in contact with her, probably a couple to maybe even a few days before that day, probably saw that bruise on her eye, because I feel like it was probably there for probably minimum 2 days. I feel like she's probably had it. Yeah, it's too soon for most facts. I think that's why not one I followed has covered it yet. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right now they don't have a lot. Yeah, the bruise is not hours old. But we'll see. We'll continue to keep up with you guys. If more comes out, we'll hop on a live and we'll talk about it. So yeah, just make sure you subscribe to the channel if this is the case you want to continue to follow, because we will. Now, if one little thing pops off, I'm not going to go live unless it's like they found the baby or something like that. I will. But we'll just keep up with this. We'll keep up with it if the baby is found. I'll try to hop on as soon as possible to let you guys know as soon as we gather like what's happening. But you guys make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, Sean put up a video for me over here on Fatal Files. If you guys haven't watched it, it's the Devil's Den murders. Where I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I'm not super familiar with it, but Sean actually came across the story and he was really interested in it, so he did a video about it. But it is about a man and his wife were hiking through the Devil's Den, and they had their children, and they were attacked. And the wife was attacked. The man tried to fight off the attack. The man tried to fight off the attacker. The wife was able to get free, get their kids to safety, and she ran back to go help her husband. And unfortunately, they were both unalive. The kids managed to walk down and find help, and told someone like, our parents are being attacked. And they were able to catch the guy that did it. He was ironically getting his hair cut at some time later at a barbershop, getting his hair cut. There's police footage of them catching him. And so Sean went over the whole thing here on my channel, our channel. It's our channel. Sometimes you may catch a video that Sean did if it's something that he's interested in, is to help me get content out on here. He'll do that. So you guys go check out the video, the Devil's Den murders. Also, check him out. He's got his own channel, 10 Piece, as well as 10 Piece. It's on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And the link to his Facebook and his TikTok is over on my community tab. So if you go to my community tab, scroll down maybe 2 or 3 posts, you'll see where I'm like shouting him out and telling people about his page. Sean's into like biblical stuff, historical figures, Vikings and things like that. So he does some content like that goes over scriptures and people from the Bible and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, I highly suggest going and giving him a follow. He works really hard when it comes to that kind of stuff, and he's very knowledgeable in it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit that thumbs up button. We'll continue to keep up with this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.